Hi everyone, I'm just sending links out. If you give me a little moment, I'll get started. Okay, let's get started with the game. Today I'm going to be playing some Cardfight Vanguard on the Nintendo Switch. It's one of my favourite card games. I play this and I play Yu-Gi-Oh as well. I played Yu-Gi-Oh for quite a long time. With the current state of things, I haven't been enjoying it as much, so I've moved over to Cardfight Vanguard as my more mainline game. I play it quite often, so I'll be playing that today. I will be playing Yu-Gi-Oh at some point this week, at some point on the channel, probably on Master Joe on the PC. So I'm hoping maybe a few of my friends might want to join me on the stream, even if it's just to play along rather than chatting or anything. So today we'll just be going on to a normal fight because I want to keep the story for another time. So in this card game we'll be going against CPUs for now. It's not very common that you find players online, but that's not really a problem. I have a few friends I may want to play. So we have characters from the anime that we can fight against, as well as characters that are from the game only. So this character here is from a manga for the new series of Vanguard. I don't know too much about this one, but his deck's pretty cool. He uses Vergila, I think that's how you pronounce it, like a dragon character that has it's like a superhero kind of dragon type thing. This is my favorite character here from the anime Cardfight Vanguard Designs. This is the latest season within the anime, and she's such a cool character, and I have her deck to use in this game as well. I even have it in real life. I've got quite a few different decks. This girl is actually blind in the anime and uses stickers on the back of her card to know which one she has, so it's kind of like cheating, but nobody really tells her off for it, apart from a couple of kids in one of the episodes of the anime. This is Yu. He has some siblings that like to dress him up in girls' clothing, which is quite funny in the anime. You see him getting flustered, and there's also a scene with the character next to him, Danji, where Yu dresses up as a nurse for him. Anyway, let's go on with the card fight. So I'm going to choose my deck first. So Varga is the one that my favorite character uses, who was the girl with the purple pink hair. This is the Vergila deck, I believe, so we can show you that So it uses like this sort of dragonoid kind of character with a big sword, and it's kind of superhero-esque with some of the abilities. So it's this card here that kind of gives that superhero power to the card and gives it extra damage and stuff. And then I have a few other of the anime decks. So I have this one being my preferred one of the Leal decks. So this is the Cater Sanctuary ones, which has all these sort of nun-type characters who are supposed to be like, they support her abilities by when they get brought back from the deck after leaving the field, they get power boosts and stuff like that. And then there's like consistency cards in here as well. Leal herself is like insane, so she can pull one of her copies out of the what would be considered a graveyard in this game, and similar to Yu-Gi-Oh's graveyard. She can pull herself from that and have an extra attack, like she's rewound time. And then the dark, this is Leal Odium. She's a dark version of this deck, so she's from the dark states, and he uses sort of like demonic characters and time-based machines. So she's another sort of time-based deck. I just like the art for the cards as well, they're really cool, especially the sort of more detailed ones. Back in the old Vanguard days they weren't as detailed as they are now. So this deck focuses on this card called the Distorted Vein, and you have to put cards underneath it so you can get counters. Sorry, I might be breathing a bit heavy, I'm crushing my lungs a little bit sitting forward. So this card here, if you have a Leal in the field, you get to soul charge and put a card in this as the regress gauge, and then you can use abilities that your Vanguard has using the regress, and then you get triple drive from the card. So it means, so when you attack in this game, you get to look at the top card of your deck, and if it has a special icon, you can activate that ability. So there's like 5 different icons now. So we have a heal trigger, critical trigger, draw trigger, front trigger, and an over trigger. You're only allowed one over trigger in the deck because it gives you such an amazing power boost, as well as an additional ability if you activate it during your attack. So it gives you 100 million ability, 100 million power. If you can find it here. So you get 100 million power on one of your cards, and you get an additional effect which could be a different effect for different cards. So for these ones you get so this one, you can retire all of your opponent's rear cards and guardians during your attack, so it basically makes your attack unnegatable, which is a pretty good effect. There's other cards from the Cater Sanctuary that have the ability to give all your attacking cards a drive check. So if you have 3 grade 3s in the front row, you get a total of 6, which is in the Leal deck, I believe, as the Quarta. Yeah, so this one gives you extra drive checks when you're attacking with the other cards, which is very handy. So if you use her ability to bring back your cards that have already attacked after activating this, then you can pretty much guarantee a victory that way. As long as your opponent isn't like super lucky with their heal triggers or negating complete damage with the over trigger on their defense. Another deck that I quite like is this one here. So this is based around an older deck called Super Dimensional Robo. So this is basically a sort of Transformers / Power Rangers type deck based around vehicles that combine into this big machine. And well, they've changed the ability for this a few times. So in the original one, if you had a certain power level on this card, it would gain extra damage or extra abilities. But in Vanguard V, which was the second rendition of this card game, with updated rules and stuff, it was kind of a similar effect, but it was more well-rounded, so all the cards were focused on boosting this one specifically in order to get its abilities. But in this one, it's more of a multi-attacker now, and you also get a additional ability when you Persona Ride. So instead of having to use all your cards to boost this one card to get any sort of additional effects, you can use all of your cards now. And then we have various trial decks in here as well. Some of them are pretty decent. I quite like the Aurora Battle Princesses, but I don't think I have unlocked it in this version of the game yet. I do have the first game as well, which I have completed. Well, I've completed the original story, I've not done the side characters yet. But I wanted to move on to this one because it has a different storyline in it that uses the old cards as well. So for this one, let's do a couple of rounds with the Varga deck. So I'll be using this one, and you can see Nawi Nabi is on the screen. So this is her deck to use in this story. And I will, how about we do a mirror match and see who has a better version of the deck. So at the start we do a rock, paper, scissors just to determine who goes first. Now they've updated the rules for this. Originally if you won the rock, paper, scissors you automatically had to go first, but now you get to decide. So I'm going second since I lost that one, and we also have a mulligan, so you get to choose cards from your hand and discard, send them back to the deck, and you get to draw that many cards, but you can only do it once. So I only needed to swap back one because it was a trigger. And this is all the cards we have in our hand now. So on the first turn we can't attack, but now we can because we're playing second. So I'm going to discard this guy to go into the right deck to get this next card. And I also get to draw one card due to going second, which is a pretty cool ability. It gives you a little bit of an advantage as well. So what's this card do again? When this unit is placed in R, you have a graded here. Okay. This unit is retired from the front row in the same column as this unit. So all the cards are related to the grade 3, so we can't use their abilities just yet, so they'll just be standard units at this point. So we'll just call this one for now, and we'll call this one to the front. So Cards at the back have the ability of boost, as long as they're grade 1 or below. Grade 2s must be in the front row to use their ability, which is intercept. So you can see them on the icons in the top corner below the number of its grade. So as you can see, this one has a boost, and it can use that ability when it's in the back row to boost the card in front of it. And then this card has additional abilities when it's rode upon by another card. So in the next turn you get to see what happens at. So we'll just go straight into the battle phase now. So there's only a few different phases, so it's not as complicated as Yu-Gi-Oh! So we'll attack with this one first. So I get a power boost from the boost, and then this is the drive check. So there's no trigger there, so this card just goes straight into hand, there's no additional abilities. And they get a heal trigger, so they have an additional ability which increases the power, which means our card on the side here cannot attack. So we'll just skip to the next. So as you can see, they're doing the same right deck as this because that's the best way to play this deck. So I will not be guarding this one. It's too early in the game for guarding. Oh, and we're taking 2 damage from that. Oh, we get a trigger as well. So that's 3 triggers that have happened. And there's another trigger. So we successfully stopped them from attacking our Vanguard and dealing more than 2 damage. And we don't really need to defend that because it's not really useful for us at the moment. Because we have extra grade 1s in our hand anyway. So we want to do this. So we're just going to discard another copy of that. Because we get to bring the card that's in the soul, which is a card that's underneath our Vanguard, and call it. So I'm going to bring it over here. Then I'm going to call her to this one here. Then we have another Boulder Dragon here. And we'll use this one here. So now we have a full field, so we should potentially be able to deal about 2 to 3 damage this turn, maybe more depending on the triggers. So we'll go into battle phase. We'll attack with the Vanguard first, so we get our drive. So we have a heal trigger, which means we get to heal 1 over damage now. And I will put the extra power onto Boulder Dragon on the side. So they have no trigger this turn, or at least for this attack. So we're gonna push with the higher attack to see if they guard. If they guard, they're using more resources, and then we should be able to get an additional damage that way. Okay, so they just got a trigger this time, so we're as well getting rid of the front while we can. So instead of wasting an attack on the Vanguard that's not going to do anything, we can attack the side and get rid of another resource. Sometimes this is a useful strategy in the game. And now they have a skill to activate. So we're going to stop that one attack. We just use the heal trigger that we had in our hand because it has a high shield value to increase the power of our Vanguard to stop an incoming attack. We'll let this one through because it's only going to deal 1 damage. So we have a critical trigger now, which during our attack we would be better having that because we could deal extra damage, which you've seen earlier that the opponent used on us. And now I'm going to show you, because this card will be able to attack us again, so we're going to prevent 1 attack, at least for now. So we're going to use the Perfect Guard. So we're going to have to throw this card away in order to activate the Perfect Guard. And they've just gotten their over trigger, which has an additional effect where the Vanguard gets an additional critical. So it restands itself and it can attack again. So we're about to take another 2 damage. Oh wait, actually, hold on. I'm going to use a Perfect Guard since it's a free guard now, since I have 2 cards or less. So I don't need to discard a card this time for this. So we just saved our life twice there. So now we're going to get rid of the trigger that we just drew in order to go into our grade 3. And then we get to use Boulder X's ability to call it into more space. So I'm going to put it beside the dragon that we had earlier on. And I'm also going to call this card, which has, when this unit attacks, discard the card of a deck. If a trigger unit was discarded, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So our opponent has 2 rear guards that we could choose, or it gains 5,000 if we didn't get a trigger on that draw. We're also going to draw 1 card using our energy, which was a heal trigger. So that would be good for defending for next turn, because we couldn't use it this turn anyway, due to having less damage than our opponent. So we're going to use this card first, because Varga will end up getting rid of the cards that we need to push for damage. And it looks like they're guarding. So we will push again. So we get an additional 5,000. They're going to guard again. So we're making them use resources, although we still have quite a few cards in our hand. So we retire this, and we get an additional card in our hand, which was a critical we could have used at this turn, but we'll attack with this first. And we'll use the ability. So we get an additional 10,000, and our opponent is not guarding. So we don't have a trigger there. And we have a heal trigger, which isn't going to be very useful for us at the moment. So we've gotten rid of one of our opponent's perfect guards. We can restand due to the ability. We still have 33, so we should be able to push it more. The opponent's not guarding again. No trigger. And then we can use our divine skill because our opponent has a grade 3. So at the end of the battle, this battle to grade 3, I can use Counter Blast to restand it and it gets an additional drive check. So we will be attacking again. We're going to try and push. So our opponent's using the perfect guard now. We have a decent number of cards in our hand to keep going. And we have an over trigger. And it restands because of the over trigger. So now if my opponent doesn't have a perfect guard, they are pretty much done. And of course they have another perfect guard in their hand. And of course we get more criticals. At least we have a decent hand for defending ourselves, and we could Persona Ride next turn. So we could potentially finish the game. So our opponent we could defend that. Fairly easy defense this turn. We also have a perfect guard here as well, just in case we need it. So we are now at 28, so we can use this, and we use this one as well just to protect from that. So they're now attacking with Vanguard. They'll have the ability to use their Divine Skill next as well. So I think it would be better if we kept some defense just for that final attack, just to stop them from pushing for the game. So I think we'll let this one go through. Just to see what triggers they get. So they now can do 2 damage each attack. So we'll be on 4 by the end of this. Have a draw trigger. And we have a heal, which doesn't help. So they can restand. Oh, they're vending, they're not using their abilities. So we want to Persona Ride, which gives all front row units an additional 10,000, and we get to draw a card as well. This card has an ability that we choose. I don't want to use that ability just yet. So we'll call this one here. Call this one. And we'll put another Varga down, since we should be pushing for game now. This card has an ability, Kick Out Blast, Chain Attack. So we don't want to use that just yet because we'll not have enough to push for the game. So we'll go into battle phase now. Let's go this one first. So they're using their intercepts to protect themselves and to keep some resources in hand. I hope they've got some grade 3 so they can defend very well this turn. Yep, they're using more resources. And then they'll use her ability as well. We'll gain 10,000 and a restand at the end of the battle. Critical trigger. So they didn't have a chance to guard because they used all the resources in their hand. Because they're forced into a corner, being on 5 damage, they have 1 more damage left. And we win the game because their last damage was not a heal trigger. And get some points so we could get some cards later on. So I'll probably do another few games of this. Don't need to explain as much now. So we will go with a different opponent. Let's go for we'll go for Michiru, who's set to very hard. So this is going to be a more difficult fight, and we'll change your deck this time. So I think I'll go for the machines, just because I think they have the most power for this fight. So we need to go at a second for this one, so we can set up our Vanguard to be at its best, as well as getting all the abilities that we need. So we're going second, so that's good. We need to drop 2 cards, and we've got another critical in our hand, so that'll be fodder, I think, for later. So I'll go for the right deck. I'll discard this one. We want this one, so we could draw an additional card. And we need a base. So I'm not playing this quite optimally. I should have at least 1 more of these bases so I can use it properly. But I like the way that this deck runs the way it is, and I think it's the most consistent version of it. So we want to search the deck, and we want to put Mariner in for now, because next turn we could pull this one from the drop, and then we could activate its additional ability. So then we'll just call another one of these, pop it in there, so we get an additional attack, and then we go to battle phase. So this is how we're going to play this. So this deck is going to be absolute power. Whereas Michiru's deck, I believe, is more skill based. And then I gain a critical. And we got rid of one of our opponent's criticals, so that means they have one less to use. So they've now taken 3 damage on the first turn, or technically it'd be turn 2, because the way that this game works is each player controls a turn, although there are some games that you have to go through both players before a turn changes. I think Magic works like that. It's been a while since I played it. So we'll not bother guarding this one. I still think it's quite early to guard the first couple of damage. Usually I like waiting till later on when I have decent guard advantage to protect myself. And let's say they're activating skills. I will not bother defending that. And we get a trigger, we get to draw a card. Yeah. Oh, that's a pretty good card. Decent for setting up anyway. And you will be guarding this one, so I'm going to drop this into the card set. Now we can use... we can put Mariner away. Mariner goes into the soul because of its ability. We want to use this, so we can feed this into the soul. We can also draw a card from that. Maybe a little bit early for using that just now. Put this here. Bring this back. Then we can use the ability of this. So we put one card into the soul. I'll go for this one, because we already have a copy of her in hand. We get to go into our grade 3 early. Pop this here. This will gain a power boost from being summoned from the soul. And then we will use Robo Lady. To get another base. And then the base will allow us to get, if you use the second ability, you can use 2 of these. And then we can call this one from the soul. And now I can stop my opponent from intercepting this turn. Then battle phase. We'll attack with this. Get our triggers. We can't use that just yet because our opponent's not grade 3. And we have a critical. We're going to put the critical on Vanguard and give the power to Die Dragon. And we have the ability to Persona right next turn as well, which gives us an additional ability. You can also use these abilities to give our Vanguard an additional 5,000 and restand it. So we'll just pop this guy into the soul so you can restand. We will push for a game of the game, force them to use guards. Again, forcing them to use more resources so we could potentially push for game if they don't have any more guard in their hand. I don't think we have enough power to do that. And we don't have a grade 3 in our opponent's zone. Yeah, he definitely didn't have enough to do that. So we're gonna have to guard further this turn. So we have two 15Ks and a perfect guard. So our opponent is attacking with 18. I'll then gain more power. That's 28. So we're going to use this ability just to kind of protect ourselves a bit more. And then we'll use this. So I kind of want to defend ourselves now because we've got the ability to Persona, right? And we will drop this here. Just protect. And then we should have perfect guard for the Vanguard pack. And they just dropped us to 1. And they gained a critical from that. But I don't believe they have any additional. Oh wait, they've got a side attack that they can do. So they have 2 sides. So we're not going to drop that for this one because it's doing 2 damage. We don't want to have a game loss. No trigger. No trigger. So we should be okay this turn. We just need to take 2 more attacks. And luckily they're only 1 damage each. And no guard again. Heal trigger, which isn't going to be very useful for us. Oh no, we drew over trigger. It's time for game. Persona Ride. Let us draw an additional card. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to... Let's see. What have we got in soul? Oh, we have a dilator there. And we get an additional thing. So oh, I can only activate one of these because I used the energy to draw a card. I kind of messed up there, but it should be fine. We take a dilator. We don't need to activate that because we've already got our 2 bases. And we do not have the other one in hand to use. So we're gonna have to go with this one for now. We can use this though, so it's all good. So, attack with the Vanguard. Use its effect. So we are allowed to choose cards with different names that have dimensional robo, but they can only pick one of each name. So I'll go for these ones. So our opponent is choosing a perfect card because it's almost game. No trigger. No trigger. So we're going to struggle with this one, I think. But we can restand. So we're going to pop the Dire Dragon into the soul. No, I'm still streaming. Thank you. Sorry, I was getting interrupted by a can of juice. So we're going to attack again with the Vanguard. We've got one additional drive check that we can do. So if we get 1, we should be able to push for game at this. Ooh, we got draw trigger. Let's put the power onto Dilated here, because that'll force our opponent to use some more resources on the next attack. Although they only have 3 cards left, so they might struggle to defend, because at least one of them should be a grade 3, I would assume. So we're going to push for this. We'll use Dilate's ability, it gives her an additional 10,000, so she'll be at 58. And they're not guarding. And we win the game. We had that lucky finish there. I thought you maybe had some perfect guards maybe in their hand. Also, hello Nobunaga Oda TTV, thank you for joining the stream and your first time chat. Nice to see you here. So that was a very fun game there. We had a little bit of a challenge. I think next we'll go up against Jinky. Jinky is also a very hard card fighter CPU. He uses a weird deck. It's called the Dragon Tree, and what it does is it takes your triggers and puts them into, I believe, the right deck, and it uses the ability from the triggers that's put into the right deck to activate those abilities rather than doing it as a normal trigger. So I want to go up against it using Liao, maybe. I think Liao could be a good. So we'll go for this one. I hope everybody who's tuned into the stream is having fun. Oh, I get to win, I get to choose. So I think I'm going to go first to this one, just for a change. We have two cards to pop back into the deck, and we have two perfect cards. Oh, this is going to be a good one. So we have a card that we need to discard. So we want to put the persona of Liao into the drop. And we're also going to call this one over here, because this card gets an additional ability when it boosts a card with its specific name, which is not this one, it's a different card. So we're just going to end our turn there because we can't attack. Oh, thank you Gothic Anomaly for watching the stream. It's nice to have you here. I'm glad you're enjoying watching it. I'm having quite fun playing it. So we're not going to bother defending because it's either going to be 2 damage or just the 1. Luckily they didn't get a trigger, because 2 damage in the first turn is quite a big drawback. But we got a draw trigger, so we get... This card's quite good for later on. We will go for this one. I'm going to drop the critical trigger this time. So we've got another defense is just Spumoni. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it sounds kind of close to what it would be. I believe they're sort of Italian sounding names. So she has the same ability as the one that we put earlier. So we're just going to put her over here for now. We're going to use Petit 4. That sounds kind of French. It must be French names that they're using, because Petit is so French. Yeah, I think they're maybe French sounding names then. We can't use any other cards for now. We have 2, actually, yeah. Let's put this one to the front for now, because we might be able to boost her power with a trigger. So we'll attack with the Vanguard first. No trigger. But we do have a really good card for turn 3, which might be the sort of push for the game. We're gonna attack this one, but we won't be able to attack with the other. So we're gonna guard this one. And we can't use that one because we don't have enough power. So we'll end the turn. Once I have enough points, I am going to be collecting some cards for another deck that I want to build. I have this deck IRL called the Hound Raisers, which is a very fun deck. It's got really good abilities where there's like consistency in it. You're able to search for the Hound Raisers themselves with the deck, as well as the hounds themselves. So you're constantly getting 2 to 3 cards a turn based around the structure of the deck. Oh, we're going to be taking 2 damage. So we're probably going to be at 4 to 5 damage by the end of this turn, unless we get a decent trigger, heal trigger. Nope, no heals. There's 2 more options for, so we can either, we'll take this one, heal trigger. Nope. Oh, oh no, is that the one that we need? No, it's not. I think I'll defend this one. I'm going to drop the perfect. And I'm going to discard the... oh, wrong button. I'll discard the other perfect. We're going to be at a serious disadvantage for the last turn, so this might be a loss. Oh, Junky's actually using a different deck. He's using the KR Sanctuary one. That is in the second Divine Z series. Yes, we're going to use this ability. So we did Soul Charge and Soul Blast instead of using card in our hand. 13. I think 13 could be a good choice for this one. Soul Blast one, rest this card, look at 2 cards, choose 1 card, put it on the top of your deck and put the rest on the bottom. I think that could be a good one. So we're gonna put this one down. We'll call this one. We'll call this one. We're gonna go full out. Then call you. And use her effect. So we'll Soul Blast the Cherub. Rest her. Top 2. We have 1 trigger. So we want to put that on the top. And then we're going to attack with Liao. I'm not going to use her ability yet. We'll keep that for the next attack. So we're getting a draw trigger, because we got to put it at the top of the deck. Then we're going to give this one the power boost. You don't need to use her just yet. Heal trigger. Yeah, power of the boost. Don't want to use that just yet. I love the animation for this. So they're on 2 damage. Look for this. So next turn we should be able to get the divine skill since our opponent's still on the grade 2. But we have pushed so that we have the better advantage. Yeah. Ooh, sorry, I sneezed. Apologies for that. So this is a Destiny 1 Albion, and he's going to use the Evil Divine skill, which is part of Season 2's story arc. So it was the Divine ones versus the Exalted ones, or sorry, the Destined ones. Oh no, we've drawn our Over Trigger, so we won't have access to that for the rest of the game. So I'll guard that. Thank you for the blessings, Gothic Anomaly. It's a little bit chilly here, so that's probably why I sneezed. Let's see. 1 damage. We'll let this one through. No trigger. Oh, that's a card that we needed to go with this one, I believe. Yeah, I guess I tell it. So one that we can put next one. I believe Alden is a very power up based deck. It seems to have a multi attacker as well. You just look at that hand advantage that he's got there, we're going to struggle to push. Now, to defend this one or not, we could be facing a trigger. I think I will. No trigger, but he's got a perfect card in hand. Oh no, he's got critical. So we could potentially lose this one. Oh, he's not putting on the card I thought he was going to put it on. Oh no, he's at 30,000. So if we do that, we're not going to have enough. Because it's only a 5k. I think this is going to be a game loss for this one. Unless we get lucky. So, critical. Come on, let's have an over trigger. Oh wait, we've already used it. Heal trigger. No trigger. So yeah, game loss. Unfortunately. Although it was a hard fought battle. Still get a decent amount of points. Not as many as we would have got. We would have probably got like 2650 if we won it. That was a decent match. Now, again, it was a very hard battle. We didn't get to use our divine skill though. Kind of a bummer. Let's try. Let's go up against Mirai. Mirai is a pretty good deck. She uses Babsarga, which uses special equipment for. Oh, I did not mean to click on that. Go back to. So, yeah, she uses a Dragon Empire deck which focuses on putting equipment on the Vanguard that give her just additional effects. I think I'm gonna go for one of my old favorites. I'm gonna use this deck. So this one is Stoichia, or however you pronounce it. It focuses on Leonor, which is a sort of musical kind of plant nature kind of deck. There's an alternate version that uses one of the... So Jinky had a group in his first season of anime. They basically made everyone use a form of the same deck, but that was able to use the different clans. And these had seeds, they were called. And the seeds basically corrupted the vanguards and turned them into evil versions of themselves. And the evil version is actually a really fun deck to use because it's a bit simpler, but it also has some sort of skill ceiling to it as well. We don't want to do that. We want to click on this. We'll drop this one for now because we've got 2 copies. You don't always want to have 2 copies for this. Oh, we have a really good grade 3 that we could use. And we have a Persona Ride as well. So I think I'm going to put this here. And get an additional draw from this as well. And then I have this as well. I think that's a good setup for the turn 2. So we want to go in with this first. And it's a cool animation as well, I quite like that. And then we'll attack with our Vanguard. Critical trigger, come on. Oh. Unfortunately not. And of course they get the heal trigger, so they're still at 1 damage. And we'll do this. Let's put this dragon back in. Ooh, we get a perfect guard now. Although this one doesn't have the 2 cards clause on it, so this one always needs something to discard. I'll take this one. And of course they get a critical. So you're gonna be dealing 2. Come on, give us the heal trigger. Unfortunately not. I was gonna say it might be funny if that happened. We will sacrifice field. Yeah, we'll sacrifice perfect guard, so we don't want to get rid of that. We'll do this one. And then, oh, I forgot, he's got an ability where it calls itself. I'll go over here. Oh, brilliant tune. Now we're set up. So, let's pop this one over here. We'll keep him there. So, go for this one first. Go the less damage. Force him to use guards. Now, of course, we're keeping cards on hand for advantage. Then the guarding. No trigger once again. They don't get a trigger. No, we will not be doing that this time. Because the only card we have in hand to do that is the perfect guard. And the guarding this time as well. This one's going to be a struggle. So now they have the saga out. And they've got Trick Moon. Looks like they're setting up. Oh, they're using the spear rather than the sword. Trick Moon has been overdressed, and they now have the spear. So it's a shield and spear combo. They've lost their front. They've got additional damage. So I think we're going to have to be... I think we'll perfect guard this one. And we'll drop... Yeah, we'll drop this one. We're gonna draw trigger. Okay, that's fine. So we'll only be taking 2 damage this turn, so we'll still be on 4. Yeah, I don't think we want to attack, defend against these last 2. Draw trigger. Happy to see you. Oh no, we drew the over trigger from that. I guess we could defend. We could use this one to defend it. Play that the other Leonor in hand. I'll discard one of them, because I don't need the second one. Don't need that. Don't need that. I just have a hiccup. Let's call this one. Initiate place front row from hand, expect this for more units. Kind of this one, draw card. Oh, that's a good effect. Let's do that. And of course we draw our trigger. And we'll call this one, let's try and push. Yeah, this will be fine. So we can Soul Blast this card, boost this with all back row, and then restand all. Yeah, let's do this. So we'll attack with Leonor first. Use her ability. We'll Soul Blast this. Discard this. And then all of our back row boosts. We gain additional boost from critical. Put the critical and power boost on this one. And the game's starting to lag a little bit. And we have a heal trigger. So we will heal the one that we used for a counter blast. And we will put the additional power in this one again. Oh, we have a third drive check as well. 2 damage. They get a heal trigger. Because they're in the same damage as us, they can heal. No second trigger. Don't want to use that. Alright, we want to get that, so we restand. So we choose this one and this one. So our opponent has 6 cards. Let's see. We'll attack with the strongest one first. Force them to use some resources. They're not guarding. So it seems like they're trying to hold their cards. Probably to push for later in the game. She's lost one of her equipment. Have an additional power boost. Need more resources. No guard, so they'll be on 5. So if we make it through this turn, we should have a chance to win. Ooh, that was lucky. So we've got to be able to tank 4 damage. We have no perfect cards and we only have 2 guarding options. We do have a Persona Ray for next turn. Hi Zeppo at Zpop Tarts. Nice to see you joining the chat. We all lovely and orange, such a good deck. I quite fancy trying the Vivace deck. that she has. Although I am a bit of a sucker for the corrupted one. I forget what it was called. The one from the Refoblia packs. I think we're probably... oh, she's got 4. Instant 4. You need the heal trigger. Or an over. No trigger. Draw trigger. Come on, heal trigger. We need blessings in chat. No, we've lost this one. We were doing so well. We got a decent amount of VP though. How about we do one more? And then we could do some pack opening. Since we've got a decent amount of points. How about Megami? Megami's a fun deck. I think I'll go for Varga again. It seemed to be doing quite well for us. So we'll do this last fight. Do some pack opening. Sound good? So put this one back. We only need a mulligan more. Oh, we got a critical trigger. Not a good sign. 2 triggers. This one for later. This will be your turn. Thank you all for being in the chat today. Hope you're all having fun, enjoying your day. No guard. Oh, I'll just get rid of the trigger again. Not really much options to do. I think it'll be better to keep using hand for now. Because you all require the grade 3. No trigger. That's a good card for later. No guard. Still too early. We need as much type advantage as we possibly can. No guard. No trigger again. Seems like our triggers are coming up short today. Had a decent couple of first games, but this could be a fun turn. So get rid of this guy. I think we'll be keeping him on the field. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I'll put that one there. Put that there. Call this one. Call this one. Let's push. So my opponent is no longer able to intercept this turn. So we'll be attacking with the sides first. Power up. The opponent's gonna guard. We're keeping resources again. Fish again. Needs 2 more energy. Two damage. Come on, let's push. Use the ability. Oh, we shouldn't have done that because we just got a trigger from that draw. Oh, we got a second one. It's fine. So, double damage. They do a draw trigger. And no trigger in the last one. So let's restand. Go for an attack. And maybe use the rover trigger to guard. Unless we drew that at the last turn. We have a few cards we can use for guarding. So they have a lot of cards in hand, so they might push for game this turn. So I need to be careful how I guard. Oh, they're not pushing very much. So they need 2 triggers to break through. Here's the first trigger. So we can use a perfect guard next turn, or for the next attack. So they will not be able to push for much damage this turn. 25. We could block that with this. There's this back row that's attacking, so perfect guard that. We don't need to discard a card because I have less than 2 cards. So we're surviving that one. We will not be raiding. Call this one. Hearing something get blown about by the wind outside. I wonder if the mic picked that up. Okay, battle. We don't have much to push with. No guarding. No trigger. Got rid of the grade 4. Attack with Varga. Use his ability. Get rid of the intercept. They have a lot of cards to guard with though. We need to hope for the over. No over. No trigger. So no damage this one. Still got quite a few cards in our hand that we can restand. Attack again. More resources we're using. Divine skill. Two more drive. No guards. No trigger. No trigger. Yay, we win this one! Although we fell short on a lot of the triggers there. Seem to be drawing them quite a lot. Rather than activate them during the trigger. So we won that one. So we won 3 out of 5. We've lost 2. So let's go to the card shop. So we've got 8,885 points. I think it's this one. Let me see if I find the cards I'm looking for. So you can see all the cool art that we've got. It's not that one. Or is it that one? Yeah, it must be that last one. Tracker. Oh wait, yeah, it is this one. So we're looking for these cards for building our next deck. So these are the Houndraiser cards. This is the sort of main card that you need for these cards in the deck. This one's a good deck as well, I have that for real as well. In real life. Reprints of the trigger units. This thing looks kinda cool. Kinda reminds me of Golisopod from Pokemon. Just with the shape of it. So we'll go and buy these packs. And that's another Hound Raiser. It's a really good card that basically gives you like the game win because it gets an additional critical. So you're dealing an extra damage as long as you have the grade 3 and your opponent, so as long as your opponent's a grade 3 you get the energy blast and it gains the additional. So we'll be going to open some of these packs. So we can get 29, it's a decent amount. Blessings in chat please. Oh, a rainbow, we're going to get a decent card out of this. So that's a shiny. Vassal of the Moon. I've not used Moon deck yet. I don't know much about it. I've never seen anything to see if it's like popular or anything. I know the Hound Raisers were very popular when they were announced. At least some of the people that I've seen in a group chat in Discord, or sorry, a Discord server, were talking about it. Oh, what's this card? Devilish Flanger Luthor. This would be for Artisaria. It's a decent card. It's for sound systems. I'll need to build this deck as well eventually. So I have all of my IRL decks. I just noticed we had Station there as well from the Hound Raisers. And there's a sound system. Celsira. Ooh, very witchy looking. I like that. A very nice looking card. We got a shiny card here. It's another Artisaria deck card. Sound system. Jetfang. I believe you could use it in Hound Raisers. It was a high beast card. Oh, what's this? Moongate. That'll be for the card from earlier on. Overwhelming fan service. Whammy. Marlene is the Vanguard for this one. We have a cool looking rock dragon, or a very sort of scaly looking dragon. Crag Blow Dragon. I think Crags is a type of volcanic thing. Immaculate Sacrament. Order card. Cricket or Sanctuary. Oh, there's a new Batsarga weapon. Sealed Blade Sword Diava. It's a pretty cool looking one, it's very holy. Unlike her other sword, which is more sort of scimitar kind of design. This thing looks cool. Divine Sister Arroz con Leche. Very French sounding names again. It's a cool looking one. She's got a broadsword of some sort. Of course she's not got a cross guard. It's not going to protect her hands. And we have this silly little guy, Bubblepup. Buggle Puppy. It's a ghost. Very silly looking ghost dog. The Draco Kid. Quirky Scraper. Pretty cool looking card. Kind of fits the vibes here. Humongous Destroyer. Divine Sister. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. We'll call her Koenigsegg is in the car. Oh, she's for Leal as well. So we might be able to swap some cards out if we get a few copies of her. And we have Stealth Fiend. I'm not too sure about the Stealth Fiend stuff myself. I think it's supposed to be one of the top decks at the moment, but it's been a while since I've heard anything about them. And we have a special card with the border, Sealed Blade Shield. So this is a different shield from what we've already seen with the Valsarga deck. This is one of the more latest cards for that. It's for the new BAV. Free draw card. Some triggers. Oh, we got another witchy looking card. I like that. And borderless trigger unit. I was saying that all the trigger units are borderless. The leafy character. More sound systems. We have the starter card for Houndraiser. And we have Envoy of the Moon Repsold, which will be the starter for the Moon deck. Ooh, we have the borderless free text BAV, the new BAV. So if you noticed, the sort of more common cards have a white border and a background behind the text. But for these cards, the SRs, they don't have that sort of box. Which is pretty cool. Although sometimes, depending on the shine of the card, it makes it a little bit difficult to read. We have Capsule, whatever deck that's used for. Pegasus, Deliver Pegasus. Pretty cool looking card. Very nice looking. We have another cute girl. Shining Song in the Night Sky is Coperni. And it's a Liskefale card. I'm not sure what Liskefale does. Glitter of Space Sectors, a Butterfly Space Person. Kinda reminds me of the Messiah decks. Kind of aesthetic. I think it's Messiah. Ooh, we have a very good Houndraiser card. I think I have 1 or 2 copies of this in the deck. It's a pretty decent one. I quite like the sort of dark version of this one. Guragon. or Guru Gown, however you pronounce it. Yeah, this Dragon Empire character. Seishin again, we seem to be getting a few of him. He's all sparkly. Like a vampire from Twilight. Here's a little elf. And a demon. Oh, now we have a very high rarity Bab that's got all the illustration as the signatures and the text and stuff all over it. Now the Colossus for regress. And so this will be for Lealodium. I think there's supposed to be a new Leal coming out soon. I don't know if it's already out in the TCG, but it's definitely not in here yet. Although we have a second season pass to get the new sets. So we have another good boy, have a Jetfang. Oh, we have a Overlord card. Wasn't expecting to see that in this. Well, the last time I seen Overlord get support was the third set in Overdress, I believe. There's another Leal card. It's for the Amorta one. It's another Mystish card. We need to see Houndries or Aoi. Still nothing. Although we got another Battle Princess. Battle Princess is a fun deck. Some people don't like it due to the control of it, but I think it's a pretty fun one to play. Got Knuckler for Brown Gate. It's like they're bringing back Nova Grappler stuff. Probably the same with Radial. Probably another Nova Grappler reference from the V and Premium series. We have another Hakuren for collection. So that's the grade 2 that you use in the raid deck. You don't need too many of them. Usually you want to go one each of the 0, 1 and 2. And then have multiples of the grade 3 so you've got a chance to persona raid. This is all stuff that we've seen. Apart from this looks new. It's for mermaids. That must be for Liskefell, I believe. I think Liskefell's maybe the mermaid one. Or you could potentially use it in the Destined one. No, not a Destined one. The original one. Divine. The Divine one of Ever Changing, I think it's called. Chris Rain. Chris Rain's a pretty decent deck. Only downside is you're playing it like a commander deck where you have one copy of each card. Oh, hi, Pop Tarts. I didn't realize you'd sent a message there. I'm glad you're playing Vanguard as well. Hope you're having fun with it. Are you playing Dear Days 2 as well? Are you playing PC version or the Nintendo Switch version? Oh, there's a new Diablo's card. We still haven't seen an AoE. We've seen every other one, but we've not seen AoE. We need to craft. This one. Seal Blaze, Dragon, Armor Car, and AoE. This one looks pretty cool. Headlong Skyhopper. Looks very sort of Harry-esque. Forget what clan Harry used. I know it's a Dark States deck. I just forget the name of the clan. Same fighter, Irabrum. We got 2 packs left. Sing to the Sky, Rakroya. Blessings for the last pack to at least get one more AoE. Nope, nothing. So we're gonna have to craft. We get a decent amount of points there though. Did open quite a few. So this is all the cards we get. They're over 2, so we get 60 points. Over 2 of them, so we get 200, so they're 100 each. We got a decent amount of points there. So back out of that, go in here, and we'll craft 2 of those. We definitely need her. Can't craft her yet. Get one more of him. So we're gonna have to work for some more points to get this deck ready. I don't think it has all the hounds that we need as well. Yeah, I don't think it has Guru. It's got other high beasts that might be helpful, but I would prefer to have the full deck that I own. This is a really nice looking card. DSR. It's Artazaria with her Cardfighter. That must be the promo for that pack. There's one of the sort of texture kind of looking ones for Artazaria. There's the Mythish. It's a Weisruger deck. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, clear away. It's this one. So these are sort of the higher rarity cards that we could get in the deck. This thing looks pretty cool. So that's pretty much it for today. I'll close off the stream. Thank you all for joining, and we'll probably play this again at some point. I'll try and get to do some story for you. Maybe I'll go into vintage so I can show you the old style. The very old style. But anyway, thanks for watching today, and I'll see you guys next time.